So should we just jump into it, because I got some questions as I start every episode.
Yeah, so this episode, this week, this movie we watched, it's called Perfect Blue.
Hell
From
yeah.
1997. It's an animated film. It's anime. This is one of the best anime movies. It's one of the best animated movies ever made.
I'd agree, yeah.
Because it could also work as a real movie. If you're an adult like me.
What is a real what do you mean it's not a real movie?
I said it is a real movie.
Okay.
No. That's what I said. It is a real movie because like I used to watch anime in middle school when I was like in 8th grade on the Sci-Fi Channel. I used to watch Akira, Ghost in the Shell, Twilight of the Cockroaches,
Yeah.
All the classic early 90s anime movies. And I don't watch anime anymore.
Man.
I feel too old. Like Studio Ghibli movies.
No, dude. Not even that. Like, get into the silly ones too. I'm telling you, it's very fun. There's a lot of fun animes, but that's all aside. This is an art piece.
This movie is tight. It's called Perfect Blue. A big fan of this movie is Darren Aronofsky.
Shit. I meant to show you. I just did a shot when you said Perfect Blue. I'm doing tequila, ranch water, which is a hard seltzer, and then I'm spritzing it with a blue Powerade, and I'm calling it my Perfect Blue.
What about Perfect Blue balls?
Oh, there's every blue ball is a perfect blue ball. That's what I prefer.
I'm drinking a little Trader Joe's. Well, it's not even Trader Joe's brand. I bought it at Trader Joe's. Sierra Nevada Hazy Little Thing IPA.
Okay. Hazed and confused.
Getting fucked up,
And IP anime in this episode.
Now you're
so the anime was hand drawn, right? Who did give me the wiki, and then
the director is named Satoshi Kon. He's also directed a movie called Paprika that's pretty famous. Tokyo Godfathers
animated as well. All these are animated.
Yeah, he died like 10 years ago.
Damn.
Which was a big loss because he was basically the only I don't want to say retarded, but it's hard to. I mean, he's the only non-retarded Japanese anime director there.
That is not true, bro. You dummy. You just said you don't watch anime, so how would you even know if that's true?
Well, I can watch his movies. I can't watch anyone else's movies.
You said you don't watch. You said you don't watch those other movies. You haven't watched. You haven't.
I watched. After watching Perfect Blue, I watched his other movies, but
and they're not. They don't.
No, they're good. I can't watch anyone else's movies. I can't watch friggin' Cyberpunk. Castlevania.
Why can't you?
All the Netflix stuff. I feel like it's too immature. I feel like even though this movie's about,
you're being immature. I'm not trying to attack you, but you're a movie guy, right? If you're truly a movie guy, a TV guy, watch everything. Be able to enjoy everything. I'm a consumer, baby. Also, that Cyberpunk one was a bad example because it's truly a good.
I just get bored.
What? Okay.
I don't know. There's something about this movie that I really like. And one of the best things about this movie is that it has extraordinary attention to detail that you just don't see, not even in anime movies, but in normal movies. Like
that, yes.
All the computers are real. Like she gets a Apple computer and it's like a real Apple computer. She shoots a TV show. There's like real cameras. There's like the people wear normal clothes. They take the subway. They act like it doesn't have that like teenage cartoon feel that you get in a lot of movies about teenagers and young adults.
Yeah. I'll tell you there, and I'll get off it. There is a lot of like anime series that are exactly like this. Like this kind of drama, that's a whole genre
Well,
that are
here,
fucking good. But this one, so this one did such a good job that you could only do in an animated feel. Like it started getting so
well,
trippy and so like what's reality and what's not in her mind. It was just so
so
beautifully blended.
I was about to say this earlier, but I got cut off. But
By
Darren
who?
Aronofsky is a big fan of this movie. So Black Swan is basically completely inspired by this movie
I've never seen Black
with
Swan.
Natalie
Spoiler
Portman.
alerts. Yeah,
So
I never
Nat,
watched that.
there's there's like multiple shots in Black Swan that are reference or are homages to this movie. Requiem for a Dream has a big
Yeah,
homage to this movie when she's in the bathtub and screams.
I
Jennifer
can see
Connelly.
that.
So this movie is a psychological thriller. It was originally going to be live action, but the producers weren't able to secure the money, and then I don't know who came up with the idea to make it animated, but it suddenly became animated straight to video. Wasn't going to be a big thing. Apparently, psychological thrillers, that's not like a normal genre for anime. So no one considered it to be like, oh, this is going to be like a big thing. This is going
Yeah,
to
they're
be like,
expecting robots and whatnot.
yeah, they're expecting like teenage, goofy,
Yeah.
90s anime. And this movie played at a few film festivals, and it just got this extraordinary response where, like, at one film festival, it played twice because they're just like, we have to
Yeah.
show it again. So it's a psychological thriller. It's something like a Brian De Palma would make, or Alfred Hitchcock. It's
Yes,
about
Hitchcock. Yeah, that was the vibe I was getting the whole time.
kind of like a David Lynch movie too.
Yeah.
David Lynch
This
is
one
inspired
this
by
one was a little
Hitchcock.
more this one was a little more structured. Oh, okay, then that makes sense. Yeah.
There's a big thing. Like,
I
here's the
couldn't
thing.
follow this one. It was trippy and it was wild, but they would always give you a little splash of the reality that was actually going on. Like we'll get to it, but the final chase scene, like you think it's a ghost or spirit or whatever, and then they just give you that splash of what is actually going on, what you can actually see of the person chasing her, and it's like, oh, okay. And they kept doing that throughout. Where is this a reality? Is she tripping?
There's this Hitchcock movie called Vertigo where Jimmy Stewart, he follows a woman, he's obsessed with her, she dies, and then he becomes obsessed with another woman that looks exactly like her but slightly different. And that conceit of two women, multiple personalities, whenever you see that, people just always compare it to Vertigo. Like Mulholland Drive has that, Lost Highway has that. I'm trying to think of De Palma. Yeah, De Palma kind of has that with Sisters. It's just like, this is a common thing in thrillers. It's like the twins, lookalikes,
Yeah, split
doppelgangers,
personality or
split
whatever.
personality,
Yeah.
killers, stalkers. This movie has all that. So the movie begins with like a Japanese idol group, a J-pop trio of three girls singing music in a public square, and all their fans are just like creepy dudes. Just like,
It's literally like like bronies.
it's just like dudes talking and like chatting about like, oh yeah, like, I got pictures. Like, the guys are selling zines, people are taking photos. There's like no women. The guys are kind of old too.
They're like middle 20s to middle 30s would be my guess on the animation, even higher.
And this woman, the singer, I think her name is Mima. She's like the main one, and this one extremely creepy guy is just like staring at her, and his eyes are really far apart.
Very inbred looking animation. It's
He looks inbred for sure.
beautiful. Drooling, mouth breathing.
But he also looks buff.
He's got that hills have eyes strength. That
Yeah.
inbred strength, man.
He's like, and he's also doesn't speak.
There's like a thing with strength where the dumber you are, the stronger you become, like because you don't realize how you don't have limits. If you're completely stupid and inbred, you don't have like limiters in your brain. So then you're just gonna like think you can actually lift a car and then lift a car. Why do they have extra strength? The dumber people are, the stronger they get.
Well, I mean, Ryan, come on. I
That
totally blow
retard
apart.
strength, you know.
I blow apart that theory. I mean, I'm extremely intelligent and very strong. I have an
Lift
incredible
something big
strength.
right now. Lift something. Holy shit. For the listeners, he's lifting his entire desk right now. And there's like 7 pins on it. Notepad, a
I have like
paperweight.
I have a
It's like a
schoolboy's
17
desk.
pound desk.
I sit at a schoolboy's desk.
He stood up and the desk was stayed attached to his waist.
Well, I mean,
So you're
Adam's not
big.
here, but I was about to say, he's he's the strongest one of us, so maybe your theory is correct.
I don't think he's the strongest one. I'm the strongest mentally and physically.
I wonder who's weak. We should have a contest to see who's weaker, me or you.
Are you kidding me?
Where we try to like.
Should I play this bit or should I just be honest and say I'm weak as hell? I twisted my knee sitting down the other day. I was dancing by myself in my room and I twisted around and was doing a cool ass sit down. And I was like a little bit on shrooms, so it made it like I was just maybe I got a little weird with my movements. And I went to do like a 360 spin and sit down in my chair, and literally my knee popped, and it has not been the same since. It hurts. This is like 2 weeks ago, but I bet I would win in a fight between no matter who. I could kill Dwayne the Rock Johnson easy in a fight, fist fight.
Wow, he's one of the strongest people in the world. So
Think
that's
about
impressive.
it. You think he would kill me though? He couldn't. The PR.
He wouldn't kill you.
The
He's
PR
too nice.
that he would have to. He even if he was nice or not, he couldn't do it.
What's the word on Black Adam? Is this a movie we should be watching?
See, I'd say that to him, and that's what would start the fight. And I'd be like,
Wow.
"Kill me, bro. You said you kill people in the fucking trailer. Kill me, bro." And then he wouldn't, and I'd start punching him in the butt and stuff.
Yeah, I mean the guy in the movie could be a wrestler. The stalker, creepy weirdo with his eyes spread apart. He could be Batista.
He was just like tall. He was like tall in that farmer's body, right? He wasn't like, I wouldn't say Batista.
But he's got like Adidas on. He's got like a tracksuit on, which is cool.
Yeah.
Well, I say Batista because
he had like a stained tracksuit and he had that VHS camera. He filmed her all.
Well, our three greatest wrestling actors are The Rock, John Cena, and Dave Batista.
Hulk
Andre
Hogan.
the Giant, I believe, has been surpassed. He was
Hulk Hogan. The Nanny movie.
Mr. Santa with muscles. He's not Mr. Nanny. He's the Nanny one
Mr.
is
Nanny.
good. That's Mr. Nanny.
Mr. Mom. Starring Hulk Hogan.
There's a Michael Keaton one. That's the one where the guy has the metal head and he's David Johansen and that one's
Hulk
really
Hogan,
good.
Hulk Hogan in a pink ballerina outfit. Mr. Nanny.
Yeah, Mr. Mom is Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Nanny. Yeah, I'm correct about Mr. Nanny. It's David Johansen from the New York Dolls. He's the bad guy, and he has a metal plate in his head.
Oh, but the Hulk I thought you were talking about the Hulk with a metal plate.
Now, Suburban Commando is a really good Hulk Hogan movie. Is he in No Holds Barred? I believe he is. And then
my favorite was his 2018 Trials. That was my favorite Hulk Hogan movie.
His life imploded because he did Ozzy Osbourne had a reality show, and then the Hogans did one. And
then speaking of Perfect Blue, though,
yes.
Did Hogan have a Perfect Blue moment where he getting caught in a porno or nudes or something?
He was in a porn. We've brought this up so many times. because Adam's from Tampa and Bubba the Love Sponge is from Tampa. Bubba the Love Sponge married a woman named Heather. It was a big deal on the Howard Stern show. I remember listening to it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
okay.
and then Hulk Hogan banged Heather after his wife left him,
Hell yeah.
and it was on camera. And
On the Howard Stern show.
it got leaked to Gawker. Bubba the Love Sponge
And then
now.
he sued. Yeah, okay.
Bubba the Love Sponge now delivers Uber, but I think he also has a podcast, which is cool. You know, I mean, look, you need money. Nothing wrong with driving a car
I
for work.
mean, it's crazy to get into wrestling of any format and assuming it's going to have longevity as a career, or to get into any sport and assume there's longevity in that.
Well, he was out of wrestling. I mean, he was doing his reality show, which was a big hit, but his son like killed a guy in a car crash. He also Hulk Hogan said the N-word like multiple times
Well, he's from Florida.
on
Is that not a pass?
Is he from Florida? I know he lives in
Nah,
Florida.
I don't know.
He's like a swamp guy. Yeah, so The Rock is from Hawaii,
So,
which is cool.
Back to the Perfect Blue.
Which is in Japan, Tokyo, adjacent
It was
to Hawaii.
Tokyo, right?
Oh yeah, this is Tokyo. I've been to several locations in this movie. Like I recognize them. That's how detailed this movie is.
That's what I was gonna ask. If like, because it seemed like they were actually filming. It seemed so real. It seemed like they went and took a photo and then drew the photo of the club or whatever. But
yeah.
So her first movie that she did was actually a porno, right?
No. So what happens is she is an idol singer. Her agent says, "I'm going to turn her into an actress because, like, I think she'll be more successful." And she ends up on a really cheesy.
She is just so submissive.
Yes,
she literally just does what anything. Like most of this shit is her fault as much as everybody else around her.
She has no family, no friends. It's all she does is work and talk to her manager and her agent and her agent's assistant. There's no one she can relate to.
Yeah, she has no peers.
So she ends up on a CSI type show that is like very cheesy. Right. It's a parody. It's actually a parody of Japanese television copying tropes of American television.
Yeah, they show you a full like 2-minute scene in this movie of this fake TV show, and it's pretty fucking funny. Like I remember like chuckling and being like, okay, they're obviously making fun of this genre.
Yes, and that even starts to blend in
a real Scholar and Moldy kind of relationship.
Yes.
Mulder and Scully, whatever.
Fox Mulder.
But she only has one line in it.
And she has a rape scene.
That's a different project. That's the project she gets after that.
Well, you got to start somewhere. She gets one line.
I think maybe not actually. You might be right.
Then she has like one line in the first episode, but then the group she was in called Cham, they become successful without her. They become bigger.
They become more successful with they replace her with a third, and then
they don't even replace her. They just have two.
Oh, that's right.
It's
like Beyonce, but if Destiny's Child went the other way, if Beyonce left and then Destiny blew up and Beyonce ended up doing porn.
That'd be cool.
Well, okay, so here's why I ask on that scene. It seems
what if
like
one of us left the podcast and started doing porn?
What do you think Adam's at right now?
Adam's making his first porn.
In his shed. He goes, guys, I can't record tonight. I'm gonna be doing an orgy in my shed.
He's doing a fuck a fan.
We got 7 people we're packing in here. It's gonna get crazy, dude.
Florida style, baby. He's got the Hogans. He's got Bubba Love Sponge.
We just ordered a Uber Eats, and Bubba don't even know he's invited to this orgy, but he's delivering. Bubba shows up in that Uber.
That'd be awesome.
So the gangbang scene, though, the gang rape scene at the club, I don't think that. So the whole time they make it seem like it's a movie or a TV show, right? Because then they go cut, reset cameras, and they stand there, and then that other actor who is the one that's supposed to be the rapist, he goes, "I'm so sorry," and she goes, "No, it's fine. We're just
The
acting."
actor. He's the actor.
Yeah,
No,
and
that
then
is that is
but then it goes like it does that overhead shot, and this is where the trippiness starts coming in. It does that overhead shot where I think that's when she stops realizing that, or her break in reality starts happening then, because it makes it look like she's actually getting penetrated, and it seems like she's not acting. And then after that, it does a montage of her going through the apartment, and then her in a bathroom, and they're like, "Hey, you said you're ready to do this scene." I think she was just doing straight up porn, man. Like straight
no,
out the gate.
no, no, no. So what's happening is one thing I should say is that on this TV show, when she films this rape scene, it's shot exactly like Requiem for a Dream with the ass to ass scene, but that was shot after. So they're clearly referencing this scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's happening is now that she's on television, her her agent's assistant has her buy a computer so she can check the internet to see what people are writing about her. And she goes on her fan page and she's like all excited at first, and then she realizes like these guys are stalkers. Like they wrote a diary about her and um they're detailing every detail in her life, like what foot she steps off on the train, what she ate, what she
Yeah.
bought, what she's
Stuff
what
she
she,
thought she was doing in private.
so when the rape scene's going on, you're seeing for her, yes, she's acting, but then you see other perspectives where it's like, well, maybe this is real, or it not that it is, maybe it is real, but it's
Yeah.
more like from another angle, it looks real. It's like from another perspective, it is real. Like
Yeah.
it's she's kind of losing control of herself
She's
and
not a good
her.
actor.
What do you mean? She's
She's
not a good
getting
actor.
she's getting too into the role. She doesn't realize like that's the whole twist too, kind of at the end. Not a twist really, but they do that whole montage of her losing time. She keeps waking up in her apartment after these things happening, and it's just a time lapse of her career, and
Yes,
she's just clearly depressed. All she does is go to do these things she doesn't really want to do, but
which
does
is
it to
a
please other people, like celebrity problems or whatever.
yeah. For
Um,
1997, this is pretty ahead of its time because
way ahead of its time,
with
I'd
the
say.
internet
Yeah.
fame and even having the website and all this stuff, like this is just the last 20 years of our lives, and it's become even more of an issue with social media, whereas now everybody's online.
Well,
Every boomer has a cell phone and everybody's like getting doxxed and canceled and blown apart online every day. Like idiots are
yeah,
just like are turned to memes on a daily basis.
she even stops Mima or whatever. She like stops going outside. She stops leaving her apartment in a depression, and the person keeps posting. Oh, after the nudes, after the photographer takes advantage of her.
Yeah. So basically, it's like her identity is being consumed by outsiders. And she's losing her identity because other people are redefining her identity based on what they
Every
see.
project, every single project. And then somebody starts killing all these people that are re-identifying her.
That are like violating her. So she takes nude photographs with this like
Rolling
horny photographer
Stones
guy.
type, whatever. Yeah. Hugh Hefner type. He seems
He,
to be like respected, but
yeah, he's like a slick bachelor type. And then he gets murdered, which is an awesome scene. And when he
it's
gets murdered,
so. Is that the pizza murder?
yes,
Oh my God. Why would you drop it on the floor? That's weird. That's like what he said. That's his last sentence he says before he gets murdered. Something like that's a weird thing to do. And then he bends over and just gets a screwdriver in the eye.
it's right out of I just watched Dress to Kill. It's like exactly like that murder scene in that movie, the Michael Caine movie. And
Which
when
one
that
came
scene
first?
Dress to Kill, But
Oh.
I mean, it's also like that came from Psycho, yada yada. So like this scene, you don't know if it's the TV show at first.
Yeah,
You're like, is
because
this part
it's
of
a
the
new
show?
character. The pizza delivery guy's a new character.
It's shot
They've ar- they've
like a
already
genre
set
film.
and they've already sent us on set. But we've already seen what the show looks like. Yeah, it's genius directing.
And then it turns out, oh, it's the photographer who took the nude photos of her. And one thing I think is interesting is that you see her bush in this. And I wonder, like in Japan, because that would be censored. I'm like, is this censored in Japan? Are we lucky in America that we get to see her pubic hair?
Hmm.
I just
In
don't
the
know.
copy you sent us,
I
I
would,
just don't.
any Japanese listeners out there, I would love for you to take a screenshot of the nudity for us, especially
From
the pubic hair from Japan. And I would love to know if it's censored.
even now,
Oh yeah, that's what's funny about Japan is you cannot show pubic hair, okay, or genitalia.
mm-hmm.
You can show butthole. So there's a lot of there's uncensored buttholes in Japan.
Yeah,
This is what I
but
heard.
no hair.
This is what I heard. And
No,
then
I heard this is legal. I heard this is.
I've been to Japan like 4 times. The first time I was there for like 5 weeks.
And you got kicked out 4 times for showing your pubic hair every single time.
This was like in 2013,
And they
14.
made you shave your pubes at the boarding.
So
TSA goes, "Oh, you're gonna have to shave your pubes, bub." Or can you pixelate those? You
yeah,
can't.
no
Well,
pubes
you're gonna have
allowed.
to shave them, bro. No pubes.
And then a very angry Japanese man shaved my pubes.
With a katana. Should we just go?
Is that Toichi, a blind man with a giant sword?
Or a fucking old guy with chopsticks, plucked out each one.
Jiro?
Bing, pop, 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 in a half a second. And then still ate it and then slurped them down like noodles.
He made a sauce. He made ramen out of my pubes.
And he goes, wax on, pubes off.
Mr. Miyagi, stand-up comedian. So did you know Mr. Miyagi
hot wax on your pubes and then puts a thing down, wax on, pubes off, and then rips your pubes? That's what happens when he's Chinese though, right?
Mr. Miyagi was Japanese. He's from Hawaii, I believe. The actor, I forget his name, but he was a stand-up comedian and his nickname was the Hip Nip.
For real?
In the 60s, yeah. Pat Morita. And he was a huge alcoholic and died of alcoholism. And
hell yeah, dude. Wax on, wax off. I'm actually going to pour another one of my little perfect blues.
I tried to watch that movie he made with Jay Leno. It's like
they made a movie together.
It's like a buddy cop movie in the 80s. It's the fucking worst movie I've ever seen.
Jay's got the props.
He has like Jay Leno drives like crazy cars in the movie.
And he wears a full denim suit, right?
He wears a leather jacket in this one. It's about cars, of course. It's all like 80s, like international business intrigue.
He was washing something. He owed somebody something. Jay Leno. Why would he do that? He never wanted to be a movie star. With that chin,
he didn't have.
Did you ever see? Look up Beetleborgs and then tell me that ain't Jay Leno. I used to think that was Jay Leno in that. You know what I'm talking about?
The big bad Beetleborgs. Yeah, the Dracula ghost fucking idiot, blue faced. Is that it's based on a Japanese show too, like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It doesn't make any fucking sense. They're like Frankenstein.
They ended up making Power Rangers about it. They ended up no, they're Beatles. It's like a ripoff of like Blue Beetle. I mean, I'm sure it came out before that. It's a ripoff of some Japanese show, but
Masked Rider or whatever.
But that's basically Blue Beetle in the Marvel universe.
Blue Beetle's DC.
Sorry, the cat is whining outside the door.
It's like Chester Comics. We're getting way off the grid here. So
let's get it back to I noticed you got a perfect blue dim on your lights.
Hell yeah, bro. I got the perfect blue experience. I got the perfect blue mindset. Now the title Perfect Blue, I can't tell you what the fuck it means. It just sounds cool.
Is that a translation thing? I assumed it was like a translation, like that's not the actual title. That's just the English title.
I have no
I
idea.
I wonder if it means something like the actual hiragana or katakana that it's written and actually means something probably cooler.
It's based on a
Sad Lady
novel.
Black Swan.
What it does is it makes it sound like Deep Red, which is a cool Dario Argento movie, but I don't think it has
Perfect
anything
Blue
to do
makes
with that.
sense though, because she is like
Blue.
consistently depressed. Yeah.
Yes.
Through the whole thing and to the point where she's hallucinating. Well, like has like such regret that she starts seeing her past self. That's pretty sad. Also, why is she a pop star in like a studio apartment?
Well, she's not successful. They have
Yeah, they were at like a outdoor theater, like a state fair type situation.
they're playing it like a college or something. Like there's so many pop idols and pop singers in Japan, and they're all you know, it's a business. And when you're there to promote their albums, they'll drive around a truck with like a glass box
Yeah.
in the
And
trailer
just
with
sing and dance.
where they're singing and dancing, driving around like the most populated areas of Tokyo.
And that's what we call a perfect blue. It looks kind of green.
They also have a like 5-story tower records, multiple of them around Tokyo. You can just like buy CDs still because they like physical media. They like collecting and they like to resell something when they're done with it. So there's a whole secondary used media
Drift.
and they're just like into physical shit and they don't have a lot of room in their apartments. So people live in tiny apartments. Like, even though she's in a studio apartment, that's not cheap in Tokyo. That's not easy to come by. I mean, like
Yeah.
apartments are small. People live in small spaces.
She was like in the middle of the city too. All right. So she starts doing that. She does this movie where there's a gang rape scene.
Yeah, she does the porn. And then
Her other man, one of her managers or whoever they're supposed to be agents, runs off set crying because it's like the beginning of the end. And then that's when she starts going. What's the next thing she does?
well, all sorts of weird shit starts happening.
She does a lot of salacious stuff.
There's a weird scene where she comes home and all her fish are dead.
Yes.
That's pretty like depressing. And then there's a scene where
Why were the fish dead?
you can't
She
tell,
was just
but then like
she was like neglecting them,
you don't know.
or was somebody breaking into her apartment and killing them?
I love the scene with the photographers being killed, and there's like that projector with the red, green, and blue behind her where she's stabbing him. That's an amazing scene. It just starts to be it becomes more and more of a dream, and you don't know what reality is anymore by the end. And
That's what it's so good.
But here's the thing: that guy with his eyes spread apart, he's constantly around her. I mean, wouldn't she recognize him?
Doesn't she?
No, she doesn't know who he is.
Because there's that, but she starts seeing the same silhouette. So I don't even know if he was actually real or if he's a figment.
He's real.
He's definitely real. But he's the only one in the front row with a goddamn bulky ass VHS camera, like just breathing. And then he started a riot right at the beginning of the movie.
When she does the porn,
he's the one that started the riot.
When he's in a fight because he doesn't like those guys like shit talking.
Yeah, he was defending her, quote unquote.
And then when the porn gets released in the nude photos in the magazine, he gets like really upset, tears apart the magazine, and then buys every copy he can find. Yes, he has
he's grabbing it out of people's hands. That shit was funny.
He has hundreds of magazines in his like shitty computer, lonely otaku apartment,
death box apartment, murder box, whatever they call it,
with his manga on
apartment,
his manga on his shelves, and all his stupid shit. There's a whole district in Tokyo called Akihabara, which is dedicated to buying manga, anime, or going to arcades. And every building is 5 stories
Oh,
or
that I bet
seven.
that neighborhood stinks.
It's I
I bet
went
it
there with my
smells like
girlfriend.
BO and old ramen, dude. I bet that place smells like. I bet that place smells
No, it's
like.
nice. They're clean. They're clean people.
So they're posers then, huh?
When you go to the arcade, though, it's just reeks of cigarette smoke. They smoke in the
Ugh.
arcades, but they
I
take care
mean,
of everything and wipe everything down. There's a, I went to a
talking
like,
about the people though. It's not just a bunch of fat nerds.
no, they're clean, even though
They're
they're awful.
trendy, hip, whatever.
No, they're not hip. They're just nerds. There are
But
hip.
they're normal. They're normal and they take baths and showers.
They're just not
Okay.
American stinkers.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize like I think American nerds are just gross.
Oh yeah, America's disgusting compared to Tokyo and
I
Japan.
just saw I just saw a video where an American, it was a TikTok of an American chugging a beer, doing a shotgunning a beer in front of 3 Korean, maybe South Korean, maybe Japanese people, and they all were like, "What? That's gone?" He like just chugged the beer in like 2 seconds, and they were like shocked that, and they're like, "Why?" And they all just kept asking why. And he was
But
250 pounds,
I'm
7 feet tall. He was a big guy, and it's like, yeah, man, that's not maybe the best representation for America, but all right.
Koreans can drink and eat.
So can Japanese.
So can Japanese. But there, I took my girlfriend to this 9-story electronic shop, and I just went floor by floor looking at everything. And then after like we got to one floor that was all train sets, like toy
Jesus
train
Christ.
sets. And then she was like, "We have to leave right now.
Yeah,
I cannot be."
you're in like the if autism had a Scientology, that's what that would be.
They have
Autismology,
everything.
autismology.
You can get any camera
So
lens,
they're
any
just
camera
catering
accessory.
for autistic people.
It's
Can you
like
get weed there? Can you get alcohol?
no, 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 no. You can get alcohol. You cannot
Oh,
get
these
weed.
fucking nerds.
It's extremely illegal. 5 years in jail. Um,
Just for smoking. Man, these guys got to get high. Slow down their progress.
and also you'll never see anyone with like a big box walking around. So like I guess I don't know how
What do
the
you
store works.
mean?
Like they sell printers and they sell electronics and computers and
Oh, you get it shipped probably.
you'll never see a person with like a big box on the subway. It's like everybody looks so neat
That's
and like
rich people. Yeah,
well,
it's
it's
fake, man. That sounds like New York or LA or something.
it's so much nicer than New York or LA. It doesn't even
What's
I'll
the
say
price? What do you think an apartment is there as to the
well, they're
US?
small. So you can get a extremely small like your bedroom is a normal apartment.
Well, why the fuck then you have no space for a printer, so nobody's bought. Why is there even printer stores? That's why you're not seeing people with big boxes. They don't have room for appliances,
They
so
sell
they're not going to
65
buy
inch TVs. I don't
appliances.
know how any of this
A
shit works
TV is
over
a
there.
flat screen. You get that sucker zapped right onto your wall. In Japan, can they not teleport TVs yet? Can Tokyo not teleport TVs yet?
I think
Jesus
are you
Christ,
thinking
it's
of the plot of Willy
2022.
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory
They
where
can
they
do that?
teleported a chocolate bar through a television?
Yeah, but what if we did that reverse? What if we used a chocolate bar to teleport a TV?
What if
What
a
if
TV
that's
had
the missing
wheels?
link?
TV had wheels and it just rolled itself to you.
Well, okay, that you just described Pimp My Ride.
It
The
has like
elevator pitch for Pimp My Ride. What
I'll
if
tell you
what if TVs had wheels and aquariums?
that would be fucking cool, dude. Exhibit. What's up? What's Exhibit up to? I haven't seen him in a while.
He got like they got a crazy lawsuit about that show.
Why?
Because every single one of those cars got ruined and none of them were actually functional after Pimp My Ride because of Pimp My Ride.
They're shitty cars. They're like $8,000
Yeah,
cars.
but now they're $0 cars with an aquarium with dead tropical fish in the back.
MTV's so cheap and their reality shows are so shitty. I worked on an MTV reality show called Buck Wild. That was
Oh yeah.
that was like the Jersey Shore, but for like dudes who like dog out in ATVs in the mud.
Hell yeah, dude.
And it was kind of a hit and it was doing well. I made the opening title sequence. I was like one of the animators, but like when the words Buck Wild fly on the screen with mud, I like did the last pass on that and added like tons of mud and splatter and all this shit. And
Like too
then,
much mud.
well, yeah, it's completely over the top. And then, like in the middle of the season or right after the season aired, the lead character actor guy, like reality show guy, him and his father and brother died driving their truck in the mud, and the exhaust got stuck in the mud, and they revved it, and they just died.
It
Like
blew up
fucking no, they just died of carbon monoxide.
that immediately.
I don't know. I guess they were fucked up, but like I don't know how you do that.
Because that's asphyxiation. So
That's
that means it
fast
was
though.
been leaking the whole time. Like,
All three of them. I guess they all went out the same.
were
They
they
must have.
all? Did they find their bodies all kissing lips? All three of them were just lip to lip to lip. I have a hard time feeling sympathy for that. I mean, I'm sorry to the family. These are actually dead people.
I mean, it's hilarious.
It's just fucking silly.
And then it was,
It's a
and then
silly
the
way
show.
to die.
Then
That's
MTV
actually
like
a more
never.
honorable way than most people die.
MTV never aired the show ever again.
The Mud Buddies.
Reality
Rest
will
in peace.
TV will ruin you. Fame and
Well,
success will destroy
literally,
you.
that was the whole. But here's the thing: is she went from back to Mima. Is it? It was it Mima?
Mima.
That was. What was she doing at the end of it?
What's going on?
Yeah, like what she was doing. She was still on that like CSI show, or was she?
No, she's on the show, but people are being murdered around her, so that's freaking her out. And then the stalker guy finally like
He
shows up
approached.
and
Well,
tries
he's
to rape
pissed at
her.
her because he's like she's an imposter.
Yes, he
I have
says
to kill the imposter.
you're the imposter. Like you doing the nudity, you're the imposter. You're not the real Mima. The Mima he fell in love with was the idol singer, not the girl.
Doing gangbang scenes on CSI Miami.
Oh, one thing that I think is funny about that scene, her breasts become much larger in that scene than they have ever been in any other part of the movie.
William.
I mean, they're
William.
huge.
Wow, dude, you just gave me a big tell. You just outed yourself big time, dude.
They're
So
big
you've
and
never no, have you never so you've never seen titties pop out of a button up? They triple in size in real life. That's like a real thing.
no. There's
If
like
you go like this and you go down a button up, them titties triple. It's just how it goes.
the beautiful androgynous women I date don't do that.
I don't care if they got little acorns. You pop it, those suckers are popping into little crab apples. They triple.
No, I'm telling you, in this scene, they are drawn bigger. Look, I'm an artist. I'm a
I'm
person who
telling
can
you
draw.
truths.
Okay. I've drawn a lot of boobs. I'm looking at her boobs in the beginning of the movie. I'm looking at her boobs in the end of the movie. I look at her boobs in the rape scene. I'm like, those are big. And also in anime, every scene is drawn by one artist. They don't divide up the character like they do in Disney movies. Like the guy who did
Yeah.
Scar drew Scar throughout all of Lion King. In anime,
Sometimes
it's
Brad
by
is going to be
scene.
drawn Scar. Sometimes Brad's going to be drawn Simba. It's titties.
So like there's a guy who draws sexy, and that'll be the guy that'll do like the rape scene. They're like, oh, he's the sexy guy. Get him. Or
Oh,
woman.
he has them curves. Oh, he knows how to make this sexy. He's putting
Yeah.
titties on Scar.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he knows
draws-
how to make Scar sexy. Let's get this cat some titties. Make it anatomically correct. Give him 6 titties.
It's funny that Scar's gay
Is he?
and Jafar's gay. And
Is he?
The Beauty and the Beast guy isn't, but Ursula's like a lesbian.
Oh, the Beauty and the Beast guy, the guy that's the town idiot, the muscle guy. He's definitely gay. The Fabio, what's his name?
Gaston,
Mm-hmm. That's the same character as Jafar and them.
the
I get
fucking
where you're going. The
Hunchback of
just
Notre Dame bad guy.
the villain that every audience member hates is somehow gay.
Well, the guy who draws all those characters for Disney at the time, if you Google him, he looks like Jafar. He looks like those characters. He's like a, I think
Yeah,
he's
hell
gay.
yeah.
He's like a
Right
beautiful.
myself.
He's like a beautiful Egyptian man, and he'll wear like um very bold, vibrant collared shirts
Cloths.
with his sleeves rolled up and his like like a couple
He's
buttons
flamboyant.
undone. Yeah,
Or it's maybe a cultural thing.
he's an actor. I mean, here's the thing about animation, it's acting. And it's also mime. When I went to school for animation, they made us study mime work because, or as an exercise, not like study it, but like you do as an exercise because when you draw animation, you have to pretend things are heavy and they're not heavy. Like if your character has to lift like a bowling ball that's heavy, you do the mime shit where you like you crunch your shoulders, you like bend your knees.
That's not what I do whenever I do any voice acting. I do the Jared Leto method.
What's that?
I get a fucking bowling ball and I lift it when I say that line.
That's a good way to do it too. Wes Anderson does that.
I know. I've seen those. Oh, he did that with that Fox movie.
He'll have the actors like there's a scene where they
around in circles.
Yeah, they like hoe. They're like hoeing. On the street.
I mean, that makes sense. Why not do that?
They're hoeing in a field. The Akira did that.
Like why not just do that and then get like a room tone on that? And then instead of spending fucking 20,000 hours and trying to CGI the sound.
I'll tell you why you don't do that, Ryan, because all these new stupid movies with animation, they have celebrity voice actors and they can't get them in the same fucking room at the same time.
Why?
They don't want to spend the money or their schedule doesn't allow it.
Why does it cost more to get two of them in the same? It should cost the same amount.
You might have to wait to get them in at the same time. It's not like a movie where you book them for
it's a scheduling thing.
Yeah. But I don't think they also like having the actors together sometimes. They want them to be in a bubble or they just make them, spout shit endlessly, then splice it together.
Just abuse these people for 162 takes. So how did this go? How did this movie, was this movie in theaters? Was it, you said straight to video?
Yeah, it came out in the movie theater in America.
And people went to it?
Yeah, it was small. So
it's a cult classic. I told a couple people this week about it. This is what we were watching, and they're like, "Yeah, I've heard of that." And I go, "Dope."
Look, it's the only anime movie I would recommend anyone watch.
That's stupid.
It's the first one I would recommend to anyone because
that's a smarter sentence.
It's a movie that I think most people would enjoy.
In it, and I think actually an animal gets killed in this movie. I think
it's
simulated. Isn't there an animal getting killed?
It's simulated rape. Fish are killed.
No, one time is simulated.
There is another rape scene. Oh yeah,
so we should talk. There's a
after that guy tries to rape her, then it's revealed that she finds out he was writing the website, but that he was getting emails from the real Mima, and then it turns out the real Mima was her manager's assistant, that woman with her eyes spread apart.
The one that I truly was surprised in this twist because she was the one that seemed the most endearing, like the most
Essentially,
honestly
her only friend.
motherly or whatever. Yeah, the most like truest friend.
This had
And
a.
then that twist was kind of like that makes the most sense. Like this movie's fucking good.
I'll tell you how weird and honest and true that reveal is. It's almost exactly the same type of relationship that Selena had with the woman who killed her.
Yeah, I thought Selena when I was watching that, just also visible, like physically speak, the character kind of looked like she could have been Selena's manager.
The time might be similar, so I'm going to look up when she died.
That'd be interesting if that was a
I think it's
tip of the
before.
hat or whatever.
So she died in 95. So it's possible there's a little bit of influence, but I doubt it.
When did this come in?
97.
Yeah, I mean, also that isn't Selena's not the only story of that kind of thing happening. That one's just like the sexiest version of that.
Also, like, this is like a thing you would see in other movies like Single White Female or Basic Instinct. There's some of that lesbian,
Yeah.
jealousy,
But
psychosexual shit.
It didn't even seem like homoerotic or anything. It seemed like she truly was just cared about. She was just a fan, like a stalker fan. Like she wanted to become her and so that she could be the old her or something. Like it didn't seem sexual. It was just possessive.
Yeah, and also I read a review where they said she used to be an idol singer, and I didn't pick up on that. Was that a
Oh, they
detail
say
that's
that in the
dropped?
movie?
I think it's
Oh,
dropped
that
very
makes so much
subtle.
more sense then. So she's like vicariously getting crazy or getting
Yeah.
crazy because of that coveting.
So look, this is a good.
Damn.
This
Well, that's
movie's
a
good.
game changer. I didn't pick up on that. I didn't hear any dialogue. That probably was like right out the gate, probably first act.
That's how they
There's a
do it.
lot of
They drop those little hints early on when you don't know who all the characters are, who's important.
exactly, and there was a lot of crosstalk in the first like 5 minutes. A lot of just like who's the main character, who are we, what's going on, like a lot of, and it's subtitled, so there's a lot of dialogue, and I didn't pick up on that one.
I didn't pick up on it
Damn.
on my second viewing, so
Maybe
I don't
it's
know.
fake.
There's some good details I noticed the second time. I really paid attention to her character, the stalker's character, and it's definitely set up for her to be revealed as.
You can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like freaking out when she's watching her get raped in the.
Yeah, that's when I was like, but when I watch it with fresh eye or this is the first time I watched it. It just seemed like she was very upset and disappointed and is like, I don't want to be a part of this.
Right.
Because she was like, I don't think she should do this. She tried to be the voice of reason. Weird. So that scene where she's chasing her and it's just all animated as like
her
a
jumping
ghost,
around.
like a spirit, just kind of hopping, just floating.
Yeah.
Little Sailor Moon looking ass spirit. And then they give you like 3 seconds, maybe 10 frames, not even, where it cuts to what is actually going on. And it's her, that bowl cutted ass, and she's crazy, just drooling at her mouth, sprinting. That animation was so sick.
And she's
Do you know
fat.
what I'm talking about? And she's like, yeah, she's probably
she doesn't
like,
fit her. She doesn't fit in the skinny little
in the Sailor Moon outfit, essentially skirt and a tank top. But that little breakaway was chef's
It's
kiss.
very hard to direct animation. It's very hard because you don't have the benefit of this, like actors will do things
the real
for
time.
You. They'll come up with ideas.
Like real time.
You don't just have. It's so hard to have happy accidents intentionally, and that's one of the hardest things about animation. And that's one of the most impressive things about this movie. Like the way it's editing, with all these different scenes to disorient you. It's like very labor intensive to come up with these ideas with animation. It's like you're staring at a blank piece of paper and you got to draw everything and you got to make sense of everything. And for this guy to make a movie that's essentially non-linear,
It
I
is though.
mean, it's linear, but it's like,
It's her progressing throughout it's like 2 years of this person's life, maybe 5.
but there's some like cross cutting and there's some dream sequences
Yeah,
and there's some,
the time lapse they do through dreams, it's beautiful. It's like,
I mean, this stuff
sorry.
was going on in the world of movies at the time. So it was about to be like the mind fuck movie in the 90s was about to get really big and it was starting to happen more and more. Like Jacob's
Eternal
Ladders.
Sunshine,
Yeah,
Jacob's Ladder. Never
um
seen that. I've never seen Jacob's Ladder though. That's Tim Robinson.
yeah,
Tim
Tim Robbins.
Robbins.
Tim Robbins is in it. It's it's like a guy hallucinating.
Yeah, I'm
Like I
familiar
said,
with
David,
the concept of Jacob's Ladder, the biblical concept.
movies now are way more of a mind fuck than they were in the 90s. Like Fight Club was edgy at the time, but like
That's a
once
split
Mulholland Drive came out,
personality. Yeah.
once Mulholland Drive came out, it was just like anything goes. That movie just blew everything apart because it was so.
That David Lynch?
Yeah, we still haven't done that one yet, but that one is just so
Yeah, we have.
fucking crazy. No, we didn't Lost Highway,
Oh.
but movies now can be really slow. It's possible now to go like to watch an independent film that is like glacier paced where nothing happens, like a Russian art film. You weren't really seeing that kind of intense um that kind of like slow cinema back then in the 90s very often. But like
And this was 97?
yeah,
Perfect Blue was
so
97. This shit was beautiful. That pacing was because we're following one person. It was like a slice of life over time. And we were watching this person losing themselves.
yeah, and I love that
Like
kind of
POV, just like a point, like we were just there in the camera in the corner. It was just so well, like
it kind of has a
the,
taxi
yeah.
driver feel.
Yes, yes, yeah. And you get a vibe of the big city because she's like getting stalked on the
Lost.
subway. And she, like, it's so
Joker.
unprivate, so very like easy
Public.
to public would be another way to say unprivate.
But like I
And
was watching
that's
clips of Joker
what I
before
say
this.
when I whip my dingus out. I say, this penis is about to become unprivate. And the girls mostly never say anything because it's a pillow. It's a waifu pillow, body pillow that I have.
Wow.
So I make them
You
say,
rape your pillow. You sexually harass your pillow.
no, I
That's,
do their voice for them.
imagine a
I do the
Japanese
voice of
guy
cons-
or like an anime nerd guy, like a white guy on trial and he's being sued by his pillow.
They're just pointing at various stains on the
Yeah.
body pillow, on his waifu body pillow. Is it waifu?
Waifu. Yeah. Your waifu is your fake wife, your digital wife.
God, I wish my real wife was my waifu. Cause she's hitting me with these analog naggings, bitching, and it's all verbal. I hear it. I wish it was digital, so I could
What
delete that. Sorry, iCloud full. You know what I mean?
imagine like a guy like me, like telling stories like, yeah, I went to Japan and my girlfriend was there and she just hated that store. And it's like, I just have a real doll. Like I don't have a living girlfriend. I just like have a blow up doll and I'm like,
You show us pictures, and it's
and you're just annoyed.
clearly a blow up doll in a wheelchair,
You're
and
just
everyone's annoyed. Like even the autistic Japanese trained guys on the floor of the picture, and they're like freaked out.
they Japanese businessmen looked at me with so much disgust when I was there just for wearing shorts.
Oh
And
my
not
God, you were wearing. Why do you wear shorts anywhere?
It's hot, man. It was hot, and you're wearing a
Grow
backpack.
up.
It's so. How do you not wear shorts in fucking
Because you don't
100-degree
sweat. You
weather?
don't sweat. You don't have glands out of your calves and thighs. You don't need to wear shorts. Wear short sleeves. Don't wear a hat and wear sandals. That's where the air vents, you dingus.
Look, when it's over 100 degrees, anything goes.
No.
Yes.
I
Yes,
agree with
dude.
these I agree with these random business Japanese men glaring at. Would you they were probably khakis too. Like what kind of shorts? What kind of shorts? They were
Cutoffs,
jorts. You son of a gun. They
jean
were jorts.
cutoffs,
Don't
khaki.
be doing America like that.
I give a fuck. Fuck those Japanese guys. I'm in your country to eat your food and like play in your arcades.
And seed your women. I'm here to eat your food and bless this country with my seed. Is that what you say?
See, I'm just here to come.
TSA. This is you in TSA. Just
My
getting
ball with my pubes
get
were
off me.
confiscated.
Get off me. I'm just trying to come. As these guys are plucking your pubes at TSA. This is actually working.
You have to take your penis out and dip it in ink and do a little penis print instead of a thumb print when you enter the country through your customs.
Why'd you say little?
It's cold. It's funnier when it's little.
I think it's funnier when it's normal size.
You take out your normal
I
penis.
take out my normal 3-inch average size penis.
I think it's funnier when it's cold and it's like an acorn. It's like all shriveled up.
I think it's funnier when it's hot and it's stretched out as long as it could go 3.5 inches. Your longest,
your long Texas dick.
Above average length, 3.5 is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? You know, on a hot day when your penis gets to 3.5 because it's steamy, that's what I'm talking about. And everybody does that.
Can we talk about how weird it is your balls descend up and down?
Mine?
Everybody's. With your cremaster.
They call me, this is why they called me Willy Wonka back in high school, because mine go left, right, up, down, zigzag. Man, they're
the great
all
glass elevator.
No, actually, doctors think it's cancer, but hey,
what if Willy Wonka just had cancer?
He does. Or diabetes.
He does. He's dying at the end. He's quitting.
He's got diabetes.
He's a pedophile, right? I mean, that's what is really going on.
Nah, he just loves candy, man. Jesus, dude. Why has everything got to be about fucking
he has children? Children coming to the fucking factory, and he's like,
what does he do with all those kids? What happens to every single one of those kids?
I mean,
murder. He's a serial killer. He kills. He doesn't fuck him. He kills.
He raped Charlie Bucket.
Well, Charlie was asking for that
because he's like,
he showed up in those.
He's doing a contest.
That's why you don't show up to a culture you don't understand. In jorts, you could easily get Charlied.
Oompa, oompa. The Japanese businessmen see me and they're all pissed. I'm in shorts.
Yeah,
and they're rolling me around the train and kicking me out.
Their ties on the head turned sideways. What
do you
little
get?
Business suit, unbuttoned business suit coming to get your little butt.
I don't like the look of that. He's pointing at my shorts, my jorts, my ass sticking out,
the pubes that are blasting through the zipper. I don't like the look of that. You turn around, your gaping butthole's open, but that is okay. Don't blur that. It's a gaping butthole.
It's just Japanese businessmen in suits with like briefcases singing on the train.
Would this be controversial if I did a Japanese porn where it's my butthole, and then in the middle of it, I just force myself to grow a pube out of my butthole? Then they have to blur it, but they're not like confused because they don't want to blur the hole. Just kind of like
That
a
would be very beautiful and subtle, like of an image. A pube emerged of all the things.
First, you see kind of like the nubby little ingrown hair stubble, and then it pops out. And then you see the skin break, and it pops straight out. And it doesn't really bloom. Maybe
Okay,
it gets a split end.
I was telling this story earlier, but got cut off. So
By
I was
who?
in Japan in 2013, and I was saying how it's interesting that they can't show pubic hair. They can show asshole. They can't show genitalia because in 2013, when I was in Japan, there was a big news bulletin. It was like child pornography is now illegal.
Is now?
Yes. Okay, because here's what had happened. In the 80s, they made a rule that you can't make it anymore, but you're allowed to, it was grandfathered in, like you could keep your collection. You're not going to get it. So I guess everybody had their
So
own.
as a vegan, there's kind of a rule for that. When I became vegan about 9 years ago, if I already had owned some leather, it's fine to hold on to that.
Yes.
But I can't buy no more.
And like 28 years later, then they're like, okay, actually, all that porn you were keeping, all that leather, you got to get rid of it.
We got to be honest. We're kind of surprised you guys kept that. That was kind of a nice way to be like, we'll let you, hey, throw away I'm going to turn our back. Whoever's got all the pornos, just throw them away. I don't need to see who's got them. That was what the government was doing.
You would never know in a million years who was collecting it because everybody looks the same. There's so much conformity.
Oh, every Asian person looks the same.
In Tokyo, the conformity is off the charts. You'll see like literally 7 girls walking together, all wearing the same coat.
Hell yeah.
And like all wearing Uniqlo, like exactly the same outfit.
Would I stand out?
Yes.
How?
You would be
just a greasy American.
You would stand out, but honestly, there's a lot of
scammed,
tourists. Everywhere there's a tourist. There's tourists everywhere. There's
What
white
if I went there
tourists,
without any
black
place to
tourists.
sleep?
I'm sorry?
What if I went there without any place to sleep?
Would you stand out? I guess
mean,
you'd get
if I just tried to pass out on the
train.
Anywhere in an alleyway, would it be easy to like hide and sleep in the
No,
bushes?
so you'll love this as a drunk. When you walk around at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Because like trains stop at midnight and then the train's open at like 5 or 6. So like one night we stayed out till like 6 a.m. and we were drunk and we were like tired, but we noticed all these people were just sleeping on the sidewalk. So people in normal clothes, business clothes, like they'll go and party after work as like a work activity where you have to all drink.
Yeah.
And then they'll just fall asleep with their briefcase as their pillow, like in a doorway. Just totally normal Japanese people. And it's totally a normal
wake up
thing.
And go home or go to work?
They go to work. And then if you go to 7-Eleven, they sell white crisp business shirts.
Moving to Tokyo, my guy. Man, you know how much shit I get whenever I bring a briefcase and a suit and try and pass out in some sort of alleyway?
And people
hate it here.
People help them and take care of them. Like I saw a guy like halfway in the sidewalk, halfway in the street, and the taxi cab stopped. And then like the guy got out of the taxi and like helped lift him and like put him on the sidewalk.
Just so he wouldn't get hit?
Yeah.
So then what's this perfect blue situation? Who are these creeps? Who are these creeps filming this one
otakus?
19-year-old girl?
So like 19 out of 20 people.
It's almost like these bands are curated for creeps.
I'll say this, like 19 out of 20 people in Tokyo are, you know, nice looking it's like Mad Men. It's like the men dress like men, the women dress like women. It has a 60s kind of feel to it. The
Yeah.
trends are obviously newer, but it's very
This is a
conformist.
big
And
city. It's a big city.
but when you go to that Akihabara, that one district, and you see the nerds, you know, they're kind of greasy. They're a little dirty. They don't smell too bad.
How do those nerds make money?
They work on a line. They work. I don't know. They hustle. People
Damn.
make money. They don't eat. Some people will just like eat ramen and just buy Gundam action figures.
I can't relate to that.
So yeah, like the perfect blue people are the otaku at the comic shop.
Damn.
Anyway, it's a good movie.
It's an amazing movie. And I really didn't like it. I mean, it was good. And I hate rape scenes and shit. But this one was like, wait, is it happening? Is it not? What's a movie? It's been a minute where I've been totally like tripped up as to what's going on and what's not going on in a movie. And this one was great. It's trippy, beautiful animation, beautiful drawings. There's twists, there's turns.
It's short.
It's 90 minutes, is it what, 80 some minutes?
This is my favorite genre of movies, the thriller. It's
It's
like
all the story. This is okay. This is scarier than The Shining. And I was more scared by this than The Shining. It was a very chilling movie, and I was not expecting a scary movie. And this was scary. Like it was psycho. I was in my head. It was creepy.
I'm such a autistic nerd about programming the show that when we switch our monthly theme from horror to anime or animation, that I'll then make a bridge link movie that
Horror, yeah.
is a horror movie.
But this was truly chilling. This is like actually a scary movie.
Yes.
And it's even, I feel like people don't give animation enough credit for this kind of reason, but this is a movie that can destroy stereotypes because it shows like human emotion so well, and like the stress and the distress of like rape situation. Oh God, it made me feel very uncomfortable when I was supposed to feel. It was good. It's
The
good.
sound design is really good.
Dingus. Sound design is great. Nudity's great. Them titties just get bigger every time they pop out. By the end of it, spoilers, the final scene, her boobies pop out of her shirt, and they're at least, I'd say each one's about a ton. They're huge, and it covers the whole screen, and it just squishes everybody, and that's how the movie ends. Titty squish. Squash. Titty squash. Sorry. Oh my God. Did I say squish that whole time?
I completely tuned you out. I was just reading Slack from my day job.
Titty squash.
Squash and tits. That game Squash? That like weird handball game? Squash, where you have like the weird.
And they throw it like 200 miles per hour, and it's got like a weird hook.
What if there was a game where you just threw balls full speed at women's tits?
Dodgeball?
That'd be like a Japanese show. It's like a woman has to stand there, get topless, and then like a guy like in a squash uniform chucks that ball with his like weird tubular hand device thing and just smashes her in the boobs. How do you mean
tubular? Literally?
That thing that's like
or the like
the Wolverine claw.
How do you mean to use the word tubular?
That tubular fucking hand thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. You mean literally, technically, or do you mean like fucking radical? Yeah, no, it's a banana.
So squash seems to use rackets. I'm wrong. What game am I thinking of?
Racquetballs.
What am I thinking of with the fucking launcher?
That it's squash with the rocket ball. They use the launcher, but they launch a racquetball, and it's a tubular banana shaped claw.
How come in the 80s movies they're always playing like racquetball? Two guys. It's like this is the first scene in the movie. They're playing racquetball at the gym. They're buds.
That was the time, right? What? You were born then. What are you, 45? Wait, how are you 48? How old are you?
I'm 52 years young.
Eesh. You know somebody's about to die when they say it like that.
I would love to die.
How? Racquetball, heart attack in the beginning of a movie.
Pizza bomb, pizza killed by Pizza Man, the
What
delivery
about
guy.
this? What if we made a movie that somebody dies in every single scene? Has that been done?
Yeah, there's a movie Bay of Blood that did that, but
Final Destination.
did it do that? I don't know. There's I guess a good way to die would be, you know what my favorite way to die is? Like the one I'm just like, I just imagine would be the most intense way of dying. That when I saw it, I just like, it really fascinated me, like what that felt like
Hit
was
by truck.
the guy who got hit by the truck and died. No, the grizzly man guy who got eaten alive by a grizzly, I imagine has to be one of the most absolutely fucking crazy ways to die.
No, you're dead. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen the people that survived that shit?
But just like, oh my God, a fucking grizzly just ripping you and throwing you and thrashing you and just like
The
eating you.
Revenant, huh?
Or like being killed by a chimp has to be really bad because they like rip your
Oh, they
genitals.
were your face and genitals off. Yeah.
They don't really like rip your throat the way like a mountain lion or a bear
No,
could.
they go personal. Monkeys get personal.
Chimps.
All of them, monkeys, chimps, and apes, they get personal. They got
A
the
sh-
grip. They got that gorilla grip. They got that spider monkey grip. They rip your face off. Dude, imagine if you could just face palm somebody and rip their face off. If you had that kind of grip, I'd do it every day.
Rip someone's face off.
Yeah, and I'd say, talk to the hand. I'd say, talk to the hand, and then just rip their face. Because I ain't trying to hear it, bitch. You faceless bitch. And then throw their face on the ground. Just petty shit, like getting cut in line at Starbucks.
You'd be like the
Getting
guy in
hit,
Despicable Me.
getting hit by a truck would be gnarly. Would you save your stalker if your stalker was about to get hit by a truck dressed as you? That's how the movie
Um,
ends.
if I
You remember
knew,
the ending?
I would know. I would let them die
Why did she do that? She
because
saved.
she knew her and is a good person.
Yeah. I
You
thought she
know,
was going to get popped. And then there's going to be a real Bubba Hotep situation. She gets killed, and then they see her body so mangled of the actual pop star and actor. And then the manager's laying there on the ground with her 250 pounds bulging out of that Sailor Moon costume she's wearing. And they go, oh my God, that's the pop star. And then she just takes over that person's life. And that's the sequel. Bubba
I'm
Mima.
sorry, Ryan. I'm really tired. I just didn't pay any attention to anything you were saying just then, but
What
it
were you
sounded
paying
cool.
attention to?
I was just thinking about Bubba Hotep. You mentioned Bubba Hotep. I was like, oh yeah, that ending's cool.
So what, you just become an Adam now?
Yeah, I drank one beer and now I'm just fucked up.
My God, you guys are so fucking childish.
Been smoking weed the whole time too.
I've been smoking weed since like 10 a.m. I've been drinking since 12.
Story was also really boring and went nowhere.
Okay, give me an exciting story.
What if at the
Do
end,
do comedy, man.
let's do a little comedy, a little riff, do a little Perfect Blue riff.
No, not a riff, because you talk and then I'm gonna sit in silence.
Okay, I think it'd be cool if like my stalker was about to get hit by a truck, and then I like threw a squash ball at their balls, and then like the ball hit their balls, and it was like a close up with a super slow motion camera, and just like whacked it really hard. And then like the guy spun around, and then his pants fell down, and then his butt got revealed in a super extreme close up, and sweat was pouring off his butt. But then it like a pube came out of his asshole, and then it got censored. And then I have another stalker, and then he's watching that, and he's upset. He can't handle that kind of he can't handle that kind of physical violation of my other stalkers. So not sure why he would care. I guess the stalker has a stalker. I just want to say, like, you can't see it, but Ryan looks really cool right now. He's wearing a cardigan. He kind of looks like Kurt Cobain, and he has a 5-inch joint in his mouth, a cigarillo. He looks like Clint Eastwood in
Oh, sorry, I was trying to light that joint. What were you saying?
I was just bombing, you know.
No, I heard everything you said, and I thought that was pretty funny.
Thank you.
You just were saying everything I said from earlier.
I guess I did hear it. So what did we learn?
What other funny jokes can we do about a movie with rape in it? Maybe
It's
next
tough without Adam because it'd be
maybe
like
next week we watch a movie without rape in it.
you can pick the next anime.
No, we're watching Street Fighter.
That's not next
Y'all,
week though.
to the listeners, there's a weird fucking divorce going on between Adam and William right now, and I feel like the fucking child just trying to come in here and do podcasts with either one of them solely and try and just do stories. And if I don't talk, then there's dead air. So I
Look,
talk
I
and I
have
do stories
permanent
and they bomb.
custody.
And then William decides to go, "Oh, I wasn't listening. That was a boring story." And I'm like, "Well, okay, how about you talk?" Because you give movie facts and I try and do jokes, and it's 10 p.m. and I've been drinking and smoking all day and I don't actually give a fuck about any of this right now.
Look, you're the new Adam.
So be funny. I am not that new Adam. I'm the old Adam. I'm the present Adam, and I'm the future Adam. I am the holy trinity of Adam. Okay, I'm drinking piss right now, and I'm getting yelled at by some blonde ass wife somewhere with some baby who's definitely going to have some weird bone disorder. I don't know what it's going to be. Adam's going to be pissed to hear that.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at my work Slack. I didn't hear any of that what you just said. It sounded really funny. It sounded really cool, but unfortunately, I just have to check in at my Japanese pornography company I work at.
This is William's podcast, by the way. All failure of this podcast is directly linked to William. This is his creation that he picked the people to come in and get involved.
This is like exactly like a shitty band. You know, it's never going to take off. It's never going to go anywhere.
A shitty band at least has a banger, at least has one banger, one hit wonder.
Not even. You have friends with bands.
Yeah, just the podcast I do, that the other podcast I do that I got sponsors and listeners on. We had a band member from Holy Wave. I've never heard him, but he's a friend of mine.
My friends in high school had a band, and they were a one-hit wonder. They had that song "Closing Time," Semisonic.
Yeah. Are the lead singer, or who's your friend?
Yeah, they were my butts. because it's like everybody's buds have one hit wonder. And then and then in college, my buddies were
Well, so you know what Closing Time's about then?
yes.
What?
Well, it's the last call, but it's also about a baby is about to be born or some shit.
No, he had a baby. It's about him to stop partying. So yeah, you're right on that part. You dingus. You want me? You pissed me off, so now I'm pissed off. Should we talk about Mimura? Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do about Perfect Blue. Since this isn't entertaining enough, I'm gonna fucking start stalking your ass, William. I'm gonna start a goddamn GeoCities website that has every day to day. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna videotape you. But the problem is, it's gonna be so fucking boring. It's gonna be you. It's gonna be every day. It's gonna be, I woke up, drank a sip of Japanese coffee that I imported from Japan because I love Asian stuff. It's 15 minutes on the toilet, diarrhea from this Japanese coffee that I imported from Japan. Brewed another
Perfect Bill.
Made the edit to Thor: Love and Thunder. Made it not a good movie because of the credits edit or whatever I fucking do. I don't even know what he does. I don't even know. I just stared at a black screen for 10 hours and then recorded a podcast with a fucking retarded guy in a shed and an autistic Kurt Cobain. Like, what the fuck is your life, dude?
You're the one who looks like Kurt Cobain. You're mixing up the characters.
Yes. I'm making fun of myself and Adam. I'm saying, this is your creation.
Look, your story was really funny. I was paying attention the whole time.
Do you know why Frankenstein got killed by his monster? He called the monster retarded.
Didn't he call him ugly?
He said, "You stupid retard." I created the first retard. This is what Dr. Frankenstein said. I didn't write it. Don't cancel me.
What if it's just like a retarded guy on a slab and he's just electrocuting him? He's like,
"You stupid.
It's alive. It's alive.
I've always been alive."
He's just like shocking him. He's like, "Oh,
I never was dead."
He just dug him out of the ground,
drunk, man.
He just dug him out of the ground. He was just like, he fell in a hole and got buried. That'd be hilarious.
What's a funny story, William? What happened this week? What'd you do this week? What's a funny thing that happened to you this week?
This week? Okay, so
yeah, or what's a normal thing that you could make it seem like it was less normal?
Okay, funny story this week. I was at the doctor's.
Which one? Which kind of doc?
The penis doctor.
What is that?
It's a Japanese man I see
Your
once
dentist?
a week.
See?
He checks my tonsils with his dick.
He checks his tonsils with your dick. Go on. Continue with your funny story, William.
So the penis doctor is looking at my penis.
Your dentist is going down on you. Go on.
And
oh no, this is bad news. I don't like that hesitation.
He zapped it with the rusty wire of a toaster oven and screamed, "It's alive." Call back.
Call back. This is the present. So you saying you got a retarded Frankenstein dick?
It has like a little bolts in it.
Okay, check this out. I'm doing a show on Friday, and I texted some people, and I guess it's not cancelable. But I'm doing a Halloween show. It's like 3-minute sets, and I'm going as Guido Luigi, and I'm just gonna dress up as a Guido version of Luigi, and do a bunch of Guido Luigi. But is Guido offensive?
You can make fun of Italians. They're grandfathered in.
But can I say Guido?
Yeah, because it's like You can't make fun of Jews or black people, but you can make fun of Italians.
Okay.
Like you saw House of Gucci. That's basic. Like Jared Leto was basically playing Guido Luigi.
House of Gucci. I didn't see it, but I'll have to watch that to get into character.
Oh, oh, you're gonna make me cry. You're
And
gonna
so
make
we
me
got
cry.
fucking we got I ain't even talking like we got fucking Mario over here shooting fireballs. I'm over here fucking doing fireballs and Jaeger bombs, baby. I'm just gonna literally just be a Guido in green.
Spiked up hair.
That's gonna be the only bit. And then I'm just gonna talk like, hey, fucking I'm fucking Luigian over here. What is Princess Peach because she got that peach
Oh,
booty. Peach booty, you know what I'm saying? Here we
are you playing
go.
Luigi from Mario?
Hey, I'm walking over. Here we go. I don't know. I'm Guido Luigi. John Leguizamo, but if he was Italian.
Yeah, they weren't Italian in that movie. That's the only flaw in the Super Mario Brothers movie is that the two of them weren't Italian.
That's right. That's the only flaw. They were two plumbers from New York and they both weren't Italian.
Mario and Luigi Mario. Yeah, one is English and one is like Puerto Rican.
They're not actually brothers, though. It's a company. It's called Mario Brothers. Mario started the
Oh,
company.
they're
Luigi's
brothers.
his coworker.
They're brothers.
So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to get into that as
That's
Guido Luigi. We ain't even actually fucking brothers. We ain't even actually fucking brothers. That's all I got so far.
Toad.
We ain't even fucking buds.
You get to go like, Toad, what are you doing here? And then you pull a little mushroom out and eat it.
If I could play some like techno. So
You
what's
pull
the
out
point of
what if you
Perfect
pulled
Blue?
out what if you pulled out a steel drum and did a little Mario music with steel drums?
I know how to play. I'm fluent in the steel drum.
That's exactly the kind of thing you should be good at.
I don't know how it happened. I wasn't trained. I'm just fluent. Bing bong. I got the fingers for it. I got the joints.
If you want to see a good steel drum movie or a movie with a good steel drum score, Commando. That shit is awesome. But back to Perfect Blue. What's it all about? What's the meaning? The meaning is, that internet will get you.
Hmm.
And it's only gotten all of us. We're
Just get
all
a
living
just get a
online
fuck,
now.
get a fucking. I'm gonna cut you off. The moral is just get a fucking job. What the heck you doing being a pop star and then trying to be an actor and then like
Just marry a rich guy.
just get a job. Like, is there
Date.
not? Is that?
She's not even dating in the movie. She's not even seeing anyone. She needs to get laid. She needs to get out there and just get stuffed
She
by
needs
like
a
a
hobby.
nice.
She needs a life. She doesn't have a life. Yeah.
She needs to fuck Jiro Dreams of Sushi. Get that
Damn.
easy life. Marry a white guy. He'll take care of her.
Yeah. I mean, how old was she? How old was the main character in this movie
21.
at the end? God, so she was just a child, like a real Disney Hollywood situation.
Oh yeah, Disney kid. She's basically Britney. This is what Britney Spears went through. Selena, all of them. Amanda Bynes.
She's not all that anymore. You know what I mean?
I got that one.
Thanks.
I didn't like all
You
that
can,
as a kid.
so
It's a little too urban for my taste, if you know what I mean.
I was trying to do a She's the Man reference.
That's the one where she played soccer.
She dresses up like a man and plays
Or she goes to
soccer,
private
yeah.
school.
Well, no, she dresses up as a man to play soccer at a private schooler. Yeah.
I'm more of a
Something like that.
Ladybugs kind of guy. Rodney Dangerfield, Jonathan Brandis, Ladybugs. That's a fucking movie.
Okay. What was the Beetle? Where she drag races the Beetle. Didn't Lindsay Lohan do that too?
Herbie the Love Bug. That's the
Herbie the Love
remake.
Bug. Hell yeah, it's my herb. All right, this is done. I'm done.
What's your rating?
10 out of 10. This movie's beautiful. So far, we've had, what was the last one we did? Shining?
Yeah.
Another gorgeous movie.
For me, it's 4.5.
Really?
It's really good. It's just, I think the director ipping his first movie makes it a little green. The ending kind of doesn't work for me exactly with
Yeah, that
the mental
was,
hospital stuff.
yeah, the ending was, I think she should have just watched that person get hit by the car.
I could almost go to 4, but it's just being animated. It's like, I have so much respect for it. I got to kick it up a notch. For the middle section of the movie is so good.
It reminds me of like what Linkletter was trying to do in Scanner Darkly, those types of movies, Waking Life. But before that technology, like actually hand drawn.
Interesting. I think those are very loose movies, very like,
I'm just saying stylistically, like that type of animation, the fact that it was all hand drawn and not done like Scanner Darkly and like CGI'd, green screened, whatever, green suited, however they did that. I thought it had a lot of vibes like that. The trippiness. What are you scoffing at?
I don't know what you're talking about. But I'm an
Oh.
animation nerd, so I'm like, technically that's
How are
rotoscope.
you?
This is
How are you
anime.
an
This is
animation nerd, but you don't watch anime?
I like Disney. I like classic Disney
So do you watch anime or are you an anime nerd?
animation nerd. I like Peter Pan. That's like the kind of Disney movie I like.
You like little kids?
I like Captain
Never.
Hook.
You like little boys never growing up? Got
And
you.
Captain Hook is maybe my favorite Disney
Oh,
character.
you like
currently.
greasy guys with a fucking getting pegged by greasy guys?
Me? He's a pedo.
No shit. Or he's pissed because he didn't get accepted to always be a kid. Oh,
And Smee's his boyfriend. Dude, Captain Hook, Peter Pan, that's a fucking movie.
I'll go 10 out of. I'll actually. Here's the deal. I'll go 8 out of 10 on this sucker. Are we doing? Wait, are we going out of 5?
Yeah.
I forget what podcast I'm on. Out of 5, I'll do a 4. I'll do a 4.5. That's what you did, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say the half is I probably won't. I don't rewatchability. It was so good that like it made me uncomfortable. I don't want to watch it again. Unless I'll show somebody, but I don't want to just sit down and rewatch it.
Yeah, it's not like a ninja scroll.
It made me feel though, like it made me feel uncomfortable. So I don't want to do that.
It's a good movie. Everybody should watch it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I'd say this was the perfect Blue episode.
Perfect Blue.
Blue episode.
Perfect Blue. And it's like it's just me blowing
a Smurf.
A Japanese man.
The perfect blue is 3 men banging on pipes, PVC covered in blue. 3 naked, beautiful blue men just in a group, just banging on steel drums. Donka, 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 donka.
What about a car accident with 3 people and it's so violent, everybody's thrown from the car? But when they land, the 3 men, their pants have come down. They're all blowing themselves in a continuous, infinite circle loop.
What do you mean? What about it?
That would be the perfect.
Were the detectives on the scene?
And it's just a triangle of guys.
Jesus Christ. And then you pull your glasses, you go, Jesus Christ had nothing to do with this one, Sergeant.
I think that'd be the best way to die.
3 men blowing themselves out of a car accident. So check this out. And I just thought about this. The perfect bank heist would be dress up like the Blue Man Group. because, or just be the Blue Man Group. Why aren't they robbing banks? Because when they open up the bag of money and the blue spray paint blasts in their face, it ain't no harm, no foul, baby.
But the money's
Larry,
ruined.
Jerry, and Gary, if you're listening to this, that's the Blue Men. Rob some banks, bruh.
I would love to have one of those money exploding, stacks of money, like stacks of bill.
Like of your own?
Yeah, can I get that on eBay? Where can I buy one of those explosive money?
I don't think it's real. It's like that the color changing pool. When you pee in a pool, changes the color. That's not real. It's a myth to scare people from doing it.
A movie would never lie like that.
Not a movie, but all. All right, I'm out of here. You pissed me off. I'm pissed. Dude, this is me furious.
Good.
Because I'm trying to be on here learning about movies. What do you want from me?
What, is it insulting that I said your story was so boring I didn't pay any attention to it?
The first time, no. The second time, no. It just gave me a reason to create this. So I'm coming in. Is that
a rude?
I'm coming in with beef next episode, y'all. If you're whoever's listening, just know, Mike, I know you're out there listening. I'm coming in with beef against your boy William.
Is that rude? To not pay attention and just dismiss someone and tell them right to their face that they're nothing to them? Just being funny.
No, I don't think it's rude. I think I've already said, this is your creation, man. This is your life. This is what you're doing with your time.
Look, I'm being experimental.
You're asking me and Adam to be your friends on a podcast.
Imagine if Conan O'Brien had a guest on the show.
And then you try and roast. But I'm telling you, the ultimate roast is like, that's a sad. You're in the saddest position out of the three of us. And
I'm basically the John.
That's saying Adam's living in a shed right now.
With 7 guys doing an orgy.
At least 7.
Look, I'm being experimental.
Slender.
Okay,
we could probably say 8. I wouldn't be surprised if 10 guys were in that shed just gangbanging Adam right now. Like, I don't want to get caught up on specifics
in a triangle.
But like, honestly, because I know 3 of the guys that are actually going to this shed gangbang, and 3 of them they're like 5'4", 5'3". So I know that's at least. And Adam's what, 6'3", 6'2". Adam's a tall guy, so he's taken up. So there's at least 8 guys in the shed gangbanging Adam right now. But that's besides the point, William. I'm trying to attack you.
You can't attack me. I'm flawless. I'm perfect.